This new update makes it possible for you to stake your SNS-1 token that you probably bought from an exchange. Most especially, the only exchange so far where you can buy SNS-1 is ICDEX. So you want to buy that from there, or if you already have it, you want to transfer to network never system. And I just did that. And you don't want to confuse, staking your SNS-1 token with logging your token. The tokens that were logged were those that were airdropped. You won't be able to stake those. If you want to stake, there should be tokens that are already on your balance in your wallet. So I wanted to try that, so I bought some SNS-1 tokens from DEX and then transferred them to my wallet, to my SNS-1 wallet on NNS. So if you want to stake that, what we do is we want to go over to my neuron staking, and here we see the locked one is still there, haven't started dissolving yet. And then we want to go to stake neurons. Once we go there, we can see the balance, which I have right here, 0.02, and I just want to do max. That's what I got there, because there's some fees involved, I guess. And then I'll do a review, and then I'll execute. This may take up to 1 minute. SNS-1 neuron. It's created. So earlier we had just one here, and now we have a new one right here, a new neuron right here with 0.02 SNS-1. So the staking worked. So if you want to take part in voting, take part in the community building, you want to stake your SNS, and then you'll be able to vote on open chat or discover as of now. If you want to click on that, see neuron staking, and you see the options to vote. See, this is a total, and then you have an option to disperse, maturity, which we don't have yet. That's just one thing you want to know first. Staking right now comes with no rewards in the SNS system, and in order for that to happen, the community members would need to decide that and then code it. So this neuron can't vote right now because I haven't added any hotkeys. In order to add hotkeys, I want to go over to Discover or to Open Chat and copy my principal from Discover or the ID from Open Chat in your settings, and then I'll add here, which we already showed in another video. In case you didn't watch, you want to check it out. So that's it. It's pretty simple, and of course it's important for community members who want to take part in voting and just have their voice heard in the community or in this project. So that's that. So we want to look at the next question, which is people have been asking about the proposal rejection fee. Whenever you make a proposal in the SNS-1 DAO, there's a fee that you have to pay if the proposal is rejected. That is 0.1 SNS-1. So many proposals have been rejected so far, and people have been asking, like, where is this? Where are the fees going? Where are they going exactly? they've been asking, and there hasn't been any response yet. I've asked as well, and there hasn't been any response yet. So I've done a little digging, and I want to do that with you again. So when the SNS-1 was launched, people were encouraged to play with the canisters, or just explore in the dashboard, which is very nice. So everything kind of is very open source for now, really open. You can play around, kind of check the canisters, check the details, the totals and stuff like that. So I want to do that just to try to track where all the tokens are, and what's happening, and where the fees are going and stuff like that. So let's see what happens. So first, you want to go to the root canister. You want to go to root canister, which is right here. So if you copy this and paste it on the dashboard search, you would come to this page. This page right here. And this page has the canister methods, which are the functions in this canister. Now we have the canister update, we have the get build metadata, we have the update get SNS canister summary, we got the list SNS canisters. This is where we want to work on. We want to check it out here. I want to do that and call query and call, and here we see all the root the canisters that are linked to the SNS-1. And right here you see the root canister, which is where we are right here, and we have the swap, we have the ledger canister, index, governance, dApp, which is the app, the empty app with the letter that we saw. If you copy this and search, you find that. And then the archives. And what we want to do now is, since it has to do with transactions and money, we want to move over to the ledger canister. And to do that, we want to copy this. Want to copy that, the ID, the principal ID for the ledger or SNS-1, and we'll search here. And I think I already did that, but just to be sure, you search, you come back to the same page that we have right here. This is the ledger canister. And then we want to look at the canister methods. Here we have information about the balances, decimal, the fee, and the metadata, and the minting account, transactions, and all of that. Total supply. We have all these details right here. So what we want to do is, first let's check the total supply. Query, and then call. And we notice the total supply right here, 999. So it should be 9,999.63681, which makes sense. It's like related to the total supply that we were told that we got, 10,000. So this is what we have here. Now we have this here, and another thing we want to do is we want to check the balance of this ledger account. Want to check the balance of this ledger account. because this is the balance we have here, the total supply that we have here. But we'll try to check the ledger balance, like the balance in the whole ledger, to see if it matches. So take note, this is 999,996. Now if we go over to the ledger, okay, it's still the ledger, right? We want to take the same principal ID and check its balance. We want to, not here, we want to check the balance here. We want to query the balance of this ledger account, the principal here, so we can see the total balance in that ledger account. Let's query. So what do we find here? We find 10,274.132. These numbers could be wrong, but this is how I'm calling them. This is how I make sense of them. If I'm wrong, I want to be corrected. So this is like the total supply, and then an additional 274 SNS in the ledger balance. And then right here, the total supply which we have here is less than 10k right here. So there is an additional amount somewhere, so we don't know where. So people are asking, where is the fee? Like, is the fee being burned, or is the rejection fee being burned, or the transaction fee, are they being burned? We don't know, but we can see that there's a balance, that 10k and an additional 274 SNS tokens somewhere in an account somewhere on that ledger, but we don't know the account, so we can't verify. Now another thing we want to do is want to go over to this minting account. Normally the minting account should show, like if we want to mint more tokens, then it should have the total amount of the tokens, like what we usually call the maximum account. Like we have Bitcoin 21 million Bitcoins that is coded. Means there's some Bitcoin in the minting account, or that is being mined, that comes out. And I think the same for ICP. ICP has a circulation supply right now, a total supply, and then maximum total supply. And generally the maximum should be in the minting account, right? But for now, for SNS-1, let's check the minting account, see if there's anything there. So this is the minting account. It has the principal right here, and we want to copy that too. Copy the principal, and then we want to check the balance, that principal. So when we check the balance of that principal, we see nothing here, has no balance. So the minting account has no balance, and just to be clear, we want to know what the ICP books says about the minting account. This is on GitHub. Details on SNS-1 token, or ICRC1, the standard itself. Now we want to look at what they say about the total supply, which we saw over there. It retains the total supply, total number of tokens on all accounts except for the minting account. And we saw the total supply, which is like below 10K, but we're seeing more on the ledger account, which means some tokens are somewhere. So we want to check if they are in the minting account. But first, let's just understand how the minting account works on ICP. I want to go to more information on the minting account right here. The minting account is a unique account that can create new tokens and act as the receiver of burned tokens. Transfers from the minting account act as mint transactions, depositing fresh tokens on the destination account. Mint transactions have no fee. Transfer to the minting account act as burn transactions, removing tokens from the token supply. Burn transactions have no fee, but might have minimum burned amount requirements. If the client tries to burn an amount that is too small, ledger should reply with this. The minting account is also the receiver of the fees burned in regular transfers. So what we got from the docs, or like the information on ICRC1 standard, which is the SNS-1 token standard, is like all the transfer fees burned, they go to the minting account, and also if we have to mint tokens, they come from the minting account. If we want to burn tokens like the reject proposal burned, they should go to the minting account. Now let's check to see if there's anything on the minting account, and we just did, and then there's nothing there, which there should be something there, right? Or I could be wrong too, so I need correction on that. There should be something there, but there's nothing. So we cannot mint more. Right now we cannot mint more SNS-1 tokens, and we can burn, but the burn, in my understanding, could be wrong too, but in my understanding, there should be some amount here. If it's burned, it should be there. That's my understanding. Could be wrong, but there's nothing there. But then we look at the canister, like the ledger canister, and we see more. More than the total supply that we had in the documents, more than 10K. Normally we thought we had exactly 10K, but it seems like there's more, like 274 something SNS-1 tokens in some account somewhere. So for now I'm thinking, okay, maybe the tokens are being burned and sent to some account somewhere, but it should be in the minting account, right? But there's like those 274, like there are a lot of tokens. It's not very clear, not very clear to me. So some things are missing, and I think there should be clarity on that. I don't understand why there's more tokens in the SNS ledger than the total supply, or the maximum supply, 10K, that we know of. There's more, and it's in some account somewhere on the ledger that we don't know about. That is not clear here. Everything else is very clear, information is clear, but for that, not very clear. Proposal reject fee, where are they going? We want to know that. We haven't got any information yet, and we can't find that here too. So that is the question. SNS-1 drama started right after the publication of the token distribution, when the sale was about to happen, maybe a few days or few hours. And then there were complaints about so many tokens going to the artist who designed the logo. This is how it started, like a joke with a few complaints, and then after the sale, when everything was launched, then we had proposals coming in, one of which was to change the logo. Community chose an SNS-1 logo, and this was like all across the community. A lot of people wanted a change of the logo, and not only because the artist received a lot, but also because they just wanted something that was chosen by the community and not Definity. I mean, Definity did its work. They worked out everything. They programmed SNS-1, and I mean, everything was amazing. And then handed over to the community, and the community wanted to take over from there and start by changing the logo. And so a proposal was made. And not to forget, one other point that was mentioned about the logo was the design was very similar to BTC Flower, which is like, if you look at this is like an amazing NFT. Isn't this just like the most beautiful NFT out there? And this is an NFT on the internet computer, and it's like the number one NFT. It's beautiful. I mean, it's just a great work of art, I'd say. Anyway, there were complaints that the logo is like just a modification of this NFT right here. And when you look at it, to be fair, it's pretty much very similar, just a few changes like addition of the logo and then one SNS, but the background itself is pretty similar to the BTC, like this coin right here, pretty similar. Anyway, not a big deal. I mean, to me, it's just, work of art. Artists get inspiration from everywhere, and then sometimes they modify and stuff like that. But then I'm sure at the same time the community was right to want something of their own, not only because of this or the fee or the amount that was paid to the artists, but they just wanted something of their own. So the vote went on, and as you can see, 12-7. So it won. But then another problem came up. This proposal didn't come with a lot of details, like as to how this will go on. There were details, but in my opinion, the one thing that was missing was the code itself that could execute the logo into the system, or once the proposal is passed. There wasn't any, which meant that everything had to be organized by people, and then complications came up because some community members, some stakeholders, they thought that things were not handled the way they should have been handled. So this kind of created chaos, a lot of chaos, and then it clearly seemed like everything was falling apart. And then this guy posted, "Easy Steve, SNS fail, we failed to use it appropriately." So at some point it kind of seemed like SNS-1 had failed. Even because of the logo, everything just kind of stalled. And one guy made a community proposal that everything should be tabled until more deliberations. So everything was just like, there was a lot of division, and everyone had their own opinion. There were those who supported that, and there were those who were against, and everything just looked like it was totally falling apart. But then this post came up, which kind of was really great post. It kind of united everybody, brought everybody back on the table. Um, this post went into detail about a DAO, what a DAO can do, make code changes to controlled canisters, transfer tokens from controlled addresses, what a DAO can't do, control people, control code outside of DAO, control canisters, make a pizza and rip it bomb. Anyway, it made a lot of sense about how everything wasn't done the way it should have been done. How the logo competition or the logo proposal was organized. It shouldn't have been that way. How everybody handled it, how the other stakeholders popped in to try to stop it from going forward. How they did it wasn't okay as well. So the post just kind of harmonized everything and then brought a lot of insight as to how to go forward, which in my opinion made a lot of sense, and I think it's something I thought about as well. Like if we want to do the logo, then the logo should be code. Like the proposal should come with a code that goes straight, that if passed just executes, and not we don't have to do anything else. And that was very sensible. I mean, that is how a DAO should work, because humans are complicated, and when it comes to talking about things, it's very difficult to come to a consensus. So the code can just do the work, and then people can move on from there. So this kind of united everything and brought about a path forward, which means that even if the logo is to be made, it should be made by someone who can write the code as well, or find someone to write the code, and then people can decide if that is a logo to go with or not. And if there are like many people doing the logo at the same time, I mean, for me, I see where the community could step in is like decide when all logo proposals should come in, so that they should have more options than having one logo now and then another one 2 months later and stuff like that. That could probably work. But anyway, this was the post that made everything come back into place for SNS-1, and the way ahead is pretty much up to the people to start moving right now. If people want to change the logo, then they gotta do the work out the code, and then send the proposal. If not, I think we can go ahead as well, and then just at any point the logo can be changed. And it's not something that could happen just once. As long as it's a DAO, it's possible to happen many times, as long as people want to change. Whenever humans come together, there's gonna be complications, there's gonna be confusion and chaos. But out of chaos, sense can come out. And I can see a lot of sense coming out here. So that's it. That's it on today's video. It was long, a lot, talked about a lot of things. How to stake your SNS-1 token from exchanges, and then details on fees and burns. We don't know where they're going. I don't know why there's more tokens than the total supply that we know of. There's some clarity that should come in, because it's not very clear, unless I didn't know how to work that dashboard, but I'm sure I did it right. If not, I also want to be corrected. But so far, some clarifications definitely need to come in. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to stay updated with more slices. See you again in another slice. Bye bye.